Bill O'Reilly here, Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. President Biden travels to Texas as his approval rating reaches a new low. Climate crusaders target the Mona Lisa in Paris. Tourists rank the summer's top vacation destinations. Also ahead, the gun dilemma. But first, the president and first lady meeting with families of survivors in the Uvalde, Texas massacre. Mr. Biden laying a wreath at the elementary school where a gunman murdered 19 children and 2 teachers last week. Biden telling reporters he is optimistic about a bipartisan plan to tackle violence. Quote, "Things have gotten so bad that everybody's getting more rational about it," unquote. Not counting suicide, 20,000 Americans are killed every year by firearms. Some analysis on that ahead. The president's approval rating dropping to an all-time low. New survey from Reuters, a left-wing news organization, finds just 36% now approve of Mr. Biden's performance, 59% disapprove. Similar survey from CNBC shows 37% support. At the same time, in his presidency, Donald Trump's approval rating was 39%, compared to 48% for Barack Obama and 75% for George W. Bush in the aftermath of 9/11. Climate zealots attacking the world's most famous painting in Paris. A protester disguised as an elderly woman in a wheelchair smeared the Mona Lisa with debris while screaming, "People are destroying the earth." Officials at the Louvre Museum immediately shut down the exhibit. Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece is one of the most visited tourist attractions in the world. The Mona Lisa was completed in 1517. It's worth $870 million. No permanent damage was done by that loon. A new survey from U.S. News and World Report ranks the best places in the USA for summer vacation. Top 5, Hilton Head, South Carolina, Glacier National Park in Montana, San Diego, the Grand Canyon, and number 1, Bar Harbor, Maine. 6 million people flock to Bar Harbor each summer to hike, swim, and eat lobster. Temperatures in the seaside village rarely top 80 degrees. I visited there recently. Great place. In a moment, we are not in a great place regarding guns. Right back. Did you hear about the Arizona real estate agent who found her home listed for sale? The problem was she wasn't selling her home. She was the victim of home title fraud. According to experts at Home Title Lock, the crime is incredibly profitable and hard to detect. A thief creates a fake title transfer for your home, refiles as the new owner, then takes out loans or actually sells the house. Typical identity theft services and homeowners insurance does not cover you. Home Title Lock will. Home Title Lock can detect tampering with your home's title, help shut it down, and help get your home back into your name. So please go to HometitleLock.com, read the testimonials from FBI agents. Also, see if you are already a victim. Register your address with HometitleLock.com and tell them Bill sent you for 30 free days of protection. HometitleLock.com, HometitleLock.com. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day, the gun dilemma. The mass murder of children last week in Texas will haunt this country for a while. America does have a violence problem, and every fair-minded person knows it. We live in a rather chaotic society where standards of civility are dropping to dangerous levels. Barbarians have breached the gates, and there are some very vivid reasons why. First, parenting. About 40% of children in the USA are now born out of wedlock. Many are abandoned by their fathers, raised in poverty by troubled mothers. The government can do little but remove children from dangerous homes. Often the child finds no relief in foster care, and the derelict parents avoid any kind of legal sanction. Abused and neglected children can turn into violent monsters. Second, crime and no punishment. The justice system has collapsed in cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York. It is now easy to commit violence because punishment is scant. Heavily armed drug gangs run wild, murdering at will. Banning weapons will not stop these criminals as they don't purchase legal guns anyway. With more than 400 million firearms in circulation, the black market gun trade will thrive if firearms are banished. The solution is to federalize all gun crimes, including illegal possession, and then harshly punish offenders who are convicted. But Congress will not do it. No explanation is ever given. Finally, the political parties. Liberal Democrats seek to ban almost all firearms. Conservative Republicans want the legal option to arm themselves against criminals and possibly an out-of-control future federal government. There will be no compromise here. Now to a partial solution. States should individually regulate guns. That means if ARs are deemed a public safety menace in Philadelphia, they can be banned within the city limits. But in very rural Wyoming, for example, citizens might approve of those guns. The Second Amendment allows Americans to use firearms for protection, but bazookas are illegal. Public safety must be defined by the individual states, not the federal government. Finally, red flag laws are desperately needed. 19 states already have them. Law enforcement must be able to act if an unstable person is issuing violent threats. Those situations should be aggressively investigated with the legal authority to confiscate weapons from miscreants. Armed loons threaten every one of us. The truth is we can do something about gun violence in this country, but not with phony ideology and constitutional violations. We need discipline and compromise. Not going to be easy, obviously. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. If you'd like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. You'll be happy you did. And I also hope you'll check out my new book, the #1 best-selling, Killing the Killers. In a moment, something you might not know. Supply chain issues have been a catalyst to bring high-tech manufacturing back to the USA. My tech guy, the founder of Brownstone Research, calls it the Great Recalibration and discusses it in his new newsletter, Near Future Report. For 35 years, Jeff Brown has helped his subscribers safely navigate volatile times to preserve and grow wealth. He also answers your most pressing questions like how to protect your retirement from inflation. What are the implications of a new digital currency and the Great Reset? What will the Fed do with interest rates? And what's going to happen in the stock market this year? Brownstone Research has been at the forefront of major market moves for 35 years. Let Jeff help you by signing up for his newsletter today at a 75% discount, a 12-month subscription, only $49. So please go to jeffbrowntech.com. jeffbrowntech.com, jeffbrowntech.com. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 92 years ago today, a baby boy was born in downtown San Francisco. The nurses nicknamed him Samson because he weighed a whopping 12 pounds at birth. He would eventually become one of the great entertainers in American history. Happy birthday, Clint Eastwood. Here is the story. Born May 31st, 1930, Clint spent his childhood in the Bay Area. After high school, he found work as a logger, hay farmer, truck driver. Eastwood was drafted into the Army in 1950 and stationed in Central California, where he taught swimming. After being discharged 3 years later, he worked as a car mechanic in Los Angeles. The 23-year-old often pumped gas for famous people, actors, producers, and one Hollywood executive urged Clint to audition for roles at Universal Studios. He did, and then signed a 40-week contract, appearing in low-budget monster flicks like The Revenge of the Creature and Tarantula. Eastwood transformed into a movie star in the 1960s, appearing in popular westerns like A Fistful of Dollars and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. After the debut of Dirty Harry in 1971, Clint became the highest-grossing actor in the world. He then turned his attention to directing and also kept acting. His movie Unforgiven took home Oscars for both Best Picture and Best Director, which was him, Clint Eastwood. In total, he has won 5 Academy Awards and 5 Golden Globes. Eastwood has starred in 83 movies, directed 45 others. And here's something else you might not know. The 92-year-old has no plans on slowing down. The Hollywood icon has at least 3 projects in development. One will be released next year. When asked if he plans to ever retire, Eastwood told People magazine, quote, "The reason I don't quit is because I get to learn something new every day. That's what keeps you alive." Happy birthday, Clint Eastwood. Back after this. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years, interest rates rising, and a recession may loom. Our retirement accounts are in real danger, no doubt about it. If you want to protect your future, please do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealers I trust, American Hartford Gold. They can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. All it takes to get started is a short phone call, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They are the highest-rated firm in the country with an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Plus, tell them O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Wow. So please don't wait. Call them now, 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.